Well, welcome everyone to a new episode. So I can't even say another, but a new episode of the voluntary option. And can we talk 420?
Yeah, listen, Helen and I have been podcasting together since we've been together.
Mm-hmm.
And Can We Talk was our first show, and it was very important. And we understood the value of speaking about health and promoting and being activists in the cannabis community and all of the great things that this part of the Can We Talk part of the show offers. But we understood too that the only true way we're really going to be able to make these changes is for us to be involved a bit more, to be able to make the changes, and to get our government involved in making these changes. Because that's really truly the only way change is going to come.
Yeah, so we decided to band together with both of our passions. Pete's very passionate about the libertarian stance, as well as myself, but my allegiance is always going to be to the plant, as I really truly believe that it's the only way to heal all of us, especially us in this country. I don't know. I feel like we're just a bunch of guinea pigs anymore, especially with now seeing as many foreigners as I see on a regular basis. Man.
Well, in comparison to how that
in comparison,
well,
yeah, our and our way of life is learned from very young, and it is very detrimental to good health, period, in so many ways, and you don't see it until you've removed yourself from it all, and then you start to see, wow, how connected we all are to something that we probably shouldn't be, and how disconnected we all are from Mother Nature.
And a lot of those problems can be solved by us recapturing our liberty and getting our freedoms back, and understanding that we should be in control. I mean, if you look at the 10 amendments that everybody speaks about and hangs on their wall, and we're all supposed to fall in line with and go, oh, this is our guidelines. The 10th alone, no one should ever, there's no reason, human right, that a person can express why a person should not be able to use the cannabis plant in any way, shape, or form they choose.
For sure.
So that's why they kind of go hand in hand.
Well, yeah. Well, the only way to get the changes that I'm looking for in our society and how they view the plant is on a cultural level, which needs to happen at that political level to make the cultural change. But
because it don't matter if we talk about libertarians or we talk about Republicans, Democrats, or not. It's just the job at hand that needs to be
for done. Sure. I don't care what party. If you're going to do it, right, know, but get it done and do it right. Look, we have to agree that we are a very sick society, and in my humble opinion, we're taught to be that way, and unless you hold some kind of medical degree in something, most people don't even know a thing about human physiology, or even how to take care of themselves. So that's a big thing we've done to our society, is we don't teach correctly. We don't teach the things that we should, that are important. We focus on prosperity in life in a monetary sense, rather than in a sense of prosperity and health to give you quality and longevity. There's just no, I don't know.
Well, you can base it, I guess, if you do have some money, you could buy yourself a year or something, of some kind of crazy weird thing.
You can buy yourself all kinds of shit. I'm sure. So but okay, then we go right back to personal accountability. So then you should be personally accountable.
Freedom. If a person chooses to use cannabis, why stop them?
Exactly.
If a person chooses to be on medical and pharmaceuticals, let them.
Exactly.
Am I still going to, if you're on pharmaceuticals, say, hey, listen, it's just a more better, natural way where you're not going to be watching the commercials that you see every day on TV, and you'll find out you're going to die or have, a bleeding rectum before you have anything even helping you with the problem that you're going for. So, you know, whether you choose one or you choose the other, we don't care, honestly. We want you to choose correctly. That's all. I'll give you the right.
Yeah, but just have the education to
right,
do
that's what I
so,
mean.
and that's
Right.
what it takes. You know, we gotta do it differently.
Mhm.
So we're supposed to have Sorinne Ardeleanu on this evening. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, hence why we started so late.
Mhm.
And
she's graciously just going to come next
for
week.
sure. and she has another interview to do, or a meeting. But
kind of happens when you run for president.
well, she's
you got to have
busy.
meetings.
Sure. You think?
Hey, if you don't know nothing about
So-
Sorinne, go to her website. What is it? Sorinne 2020?
Sorinne2020.com.
Sorinne2020.com.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot about her. She's a great candidate, great woman. She's got she brings a lot of what's been really missing, you know, which is some compassion and care and self accountability. She wants everybody to be self accountable. And not rely on your mom and the government isn't your mom and dad. Folks.
No. You're born, you're raised, you become an adult for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's up to you at that point in time to make decisions. I want to thank Free Speech Media. First off, I'm sorry we're late, guys, but for
technical difficulties out here off grid, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we just roll with it. I used to get pretty pissed off when we had technical difficulties, and I would just.
The personal growth within my wife today made me a very proud man. I said, I don't know whether it's she turned 52 on Sunday or, you know, just another wedding anniversary.
I looked at him and said, I don't give a shit.
Because normally, like,
it
at 3 minutes
of,
if we weren't on here sitting here waiting.
Well,
for 3
because
minutes before,
I am prompt. I like things to happen a certain way, but I've also learned, living in this manner that I am, that I don't have control over everything.
No, hell
and
no.
I have to just kind of sit back and kind of let things play out, you know, instead of always being the one that's trying to make it play out.
Like, you know, like my heart could have been broken because we've had a major in the evening cold snap. Our temperatures have dipped into the 20s.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if my stuff was in a greenhouse or not. I lost half my crop.
Pete was like, "Oh my God, we might have to move further south."
Yeah, I'm ready.
He was thinking about selling the property. I was like,
"Yeah, I'm ready to go."
Yeah.
I hate winter. I don't want nothing to do with winter. I think winter is the devil's season. It's just my opinion. Everything's dead and gray and gloomy. And freaking, you're freezing. You're miserable. You're stuck inside. You don't get to go out and enjoy the great outdoors. And I don't know. I don't really hang. This time of year here is just very tricky. And listen, we're learning the desert. We've been here 1 year. This is our first actual spring, early spring here in the high desert.
Well, we were here.
Well, not on our own property. Right. We're trying things.
Yes, yes. But we were here in April. That's when we got here.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we stayed at Adams.
Yeah, stayed at Adams
from April or end of April till almost August.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
but you know, we've been doing really, really well here. Mother Nature's Den is growing. I hope you all are following on Facebook and seeing all the new pictures and all the new projects that are going up and trying to get completed. Our problem here is that Peter and I are old and we're the only two here on the property. So it's just completely up to us, and I work full time, so it's difficult. He's got to basically do everything on his own. So we are looking for a ranch hand to come in and stay on Mother Nature's Den, so that Peter can free up more of his time to do the things that he's doing. He's going to be running for office, so he's got to start really preparing for that. He's going to have even less time here on the property. So putting another building on property and having someone come and stay and caretake is definitely coming near.
That's right down
that necessity.
It's got to be down.
So
we can't.
But we're growing, man. We're growing. Mother Nature's Den is now on the shelves in the Route 66 General Store in Seligman, Arizona.
It's got a really cool little Route 66 label on it and everything on it and everything else. If y'all can see it. Yeah. So we just adjusted our label and had some other ones printed just to put it in town, and it's a great novelty just for people that come up 66 to be able to get a product that's even a reflect.
But for all of my online purchases, please use promo code Root66 and you will receive 15% off on all Mother Nature's Den products. So, you know, our product line has been growing, and
we're still trying to keep it very simple though, folks.
We always will.
That have hundreds and hundreds of products, and you don't need them.
I am a firm, exactly. And I preach it constantly. Mother Nature is the key is the path to homeostasis, and simplicity in her remedies are a must. You know, to me, there's just no reason if the ingredient is there for a desire, then it's not going to be in mine. It's a necessity. If it's required to combat the ailment at hand, then it'll be there. If it's something for taste because you can't handle it, my product doesn't taste like anything, and I say suck it up.
Coconut oil, for Christ's sake.
It does.
Coconut oil doesn't
but
taste like nothing.
Those are the learned things that need to. We need to look at food differently, and then maybe we won't need so many remedies.
Or maybe we wouldn't need a vaccine.
We definitely
if we sat back and took care of ourselves and we bolstered, like, listen, I'm very, very, very cannabinoidally endowed. I mean, I don't know very many people other than my wife that sits next to me that may even come close to being as cannabinoidally endowed as I am. But it's that for a reason. I don't get sick. I don't get sick. I don't.
And any little thing and look, don't think that things don't try, because both of us are like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
something's coming on you. You know, when you can.
I'll hit myself with some zinc. I'll take
you
extra
know
vitamin D.
when you can taste something, you know, in your upper respiratory. It's like, something's coming. Yeah, it don't last in our bodies. No. We kick the shit out of it right away.
It comes out quicker than it gets in.
For sure. It's like, you're sneaking in. Oh, no.
The only flu I've been affected with, and I can't tell you how many years, has been whiskey flu, and that's just my own damn fault. I'm drinking too much the night before at times, and that's you can't blame nobody else. But no other flu has entered my body. Or it may have entered it. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows?
Captain Black Flu.
Yes, the Captain Black Flu. It's normally when I add a Mexican concoction like a tequila to it, that gets me in trouble. But that's a whole nother subject. But seriously, but we have to understand and just here. Let me speak now. Now we heard a little bit about, you know, and I love Helen's passion, and I love her drive for health. And I know that if we're a healthier society, we're going to be a happier society, less depressed society. We're going to be able to govern ourselves a lot better if we're in good condition. And that way we don't have to rely on anybody else to help us out when we have these things. But the one thing that I want to say is, I've been an activist in the cannabis community for probably close to 30 years. Over 30 years. Since I was 12 years old, I've been promoting this plant. But the fact of the matter is that there is not, and I don't care what they tell you during their campaigns, there is not a Republican or a Democrat that is ever going to allow this just to be a free plant that you could do whatever you want with. It will always come with regulation.
For sure.
It will always come with them still being in control of it.
And nonsensical regulation at that. It's just not going to make any sense because they don't understand what they're doing.
Right. And that's why across the bottom of your screen is the only political party that will end the drug war. Right. End the drug war. End the drug war. That's what the thing is. End the drug war now. EndTheDrugWarNow.com. Visit EndTheDrugWarNow.com. Please do so and get involved. We need ambassadors from every state that will take the responsibility to say, this is a human right, folks. This is nothing more than just a basic human right.
Look, they're trying to strip everyone we got.
That they're trying to take from you. So please go to EndTheDrugWar.com. Go to Nug of Knowledge too, man. Nugs of Knowledge. I'm going to put a link on the bottom of the screen. Don't go to that yet. because then you won't be under my affiliate program. You may end up under somebody else's. Why shouldn't I if I'm telling you about it? Nug of knowledge. Nug of knowledge. Probably the best. And I honestly, I've tried a lot of hemp products over my time while I've been out. And I smoked there. Hell, I got actually a couple bags of nugs over there of theirs. Man, great product. Really, really great product. It's a libertarian-based product. If you want liberty and you want to support liberty, come on and join us. Become an affiliate. The affiliate program is no cost, no energy, no real work.
Yeah.
Nothing that you think it is. It's only what you put into it. And anything you put into it, you're going to get out of it. And that, again, never putting money into it. This is not a monetary thing. So don't think you're getting caught up in something like that, because I wouldn't be involved in it. You know me. I'm the first one to point out a scammer. I'm the first one to point out when somebody's overpriced. I'm the first one to tell you when they're selling you something they shouldn't be. So probably second. She reads the label before I do, because I can't see the label to read it. She reads it to me. So listen, Nugget Knowledge, endthedrugwar.com, now.com, guys. Let's get involved in doing things again. Let's take our activist hats, put them on tight, get on out there. Instead of just standing on street corners with signs, let's spread around a website. Let's collect some money. Let's build a pact that we can fight against these people. This is the thing you don't understand. All the screaming words in the world have never changed nothing. Even in the beginning when they go, oh no, but don't get me wrong, Rosa Parks stood up and talked. Yeah, but until she had money and backing behind her, her standing up on that bus would have been nothing but an ass beating. And that's the truth. But she had people behind her that believed in her. And if you believe in ending the drug war, go to endthedrugwarnow.com. Become a part of it. Become an ambassador. Let's get the word out that this is a human right. A human right to use this plant.
Mm-hmm. Any plant.
That's any plant. You're
any
right.
Plant.
You're right, babe. Because it's just not cannabis.
Well, food is medicine, and you learn that when you're very, very young, but then it just kind of fades. You don't continue to learn that.
You are.
And you don't exactly. And we need to really understand that you are what you eat.
Yes.
Period.
Consume, eat, whatever.
Whatever.
In any
yes. And we have such a sick society because our society is so brainwashed into thinking that chemicals and harmful agents to the human body are tasty. And we are locked in once we taste that. Oh, it's so good. Not understanding what it's actually doing to us. I don't understand why there's such a disconnect for the majority from the brain to the body. They don't.
Well, it's designed.
It happens because of the choices that we make. But your high school and middle school and elementary school lunch is okay. And what's that going to consist of? We think we're doing the right thing. It's going to consist of going to make a sandwich, but it's still. Are you making the choices in the product that you're making for your child correctly? And most of us don't even know how to do that. And that's where my passion lies. And cannabis plays a big part in that because, in my humble opinion, the food chart needs to just be redone. The egg needs to be taken out of the center and the plant needs to be put in.
Well, listen, people are always like, they're always down on, or saying that those that are vegan, how are they going to, survive? You're just eating, you're getting no meat. The heaviest animals in the world are vegan. Elephants, cows, rhinoceros, hippos. They don't eat meat, man. They eat nothing. They eat nothing but plant material. They're the most massive animals in the world. So don't think that, oh gosh, you're just going to whittle away. You're going to be nothing. will you have zero unneeded weight and things that you're kind of course because you're not going to be packing on it.
Well, the persistent organic pollutants that are polluting our foods are poisoning our bodies. And unless you know anything about them and how to stay away from them, you're just doomed because everything that goes to market is polluted by it. Mm-hmm. So your foods are rendered nutritionless unless you're running to the farm market prior to that farmer going to market. So get him while he's picking. Yeah, there's a lot. Or grow your own, or raise your own. Or he has
it at his stand or whatever else. Because if he goes to market with it, he has a legal obligation to poison your food.
Legal obligation to poison your food.
Even if he doesn't do it, it goes off to get poisoned. I know that.
Before. But so like, let that just fucking resonate for a minute. Like, yeah, you like to speed through things, and I like to sit and go, well, that's a fucking head scratcher. And that shouldn't be. That's so morally incorrect. I can't believe we're saying it.
I get it. Again, these changes have to come
way
above me and you sitting at a podcast or.
But we have to do something about it. We have to all run. We have to run. We have to run for office. We have to get like minds, people that are about freedom and quality and longevity of life, not about money, and get out there and start making the changes in your community.
People that understand you own your body and you own your things, and they are your things, and no one can tell you what you can or can't do with them, as long as you live respectfully and don't harm anyone else and adapt an NAP and a non-aggressive principle, where you're not fighting to get something or arguing to. Are there going to be arguments and fights in the world? Absolutely. But they can all be solved with
and compassion. And I mean, look, everything doesn't have to be a fight, but everything that is important does need to be discussed amongst adults.
Yes.
So children sit down and shut up.
That's right.
And that's and you need to do it as an adult. You need to behave like one and understand that people can agree to disagree, and that's what makes the world go around. All those people who disagree come together to find common ground to make change. That's what we're built upon.
Here's how disturbing it is in America at this point in time. Honestly, this is how disturbing it is. 2 days ago, was it? I put up a post.
Oh God, I can't believe it.
They're right now, all right, on the 30th, on Memorial Day weekend, they're having a big cleanup in town, and if you've got stuff, you can bring your stuff, get rid of it. It's a great thing our community does. It's fantastic. Well, there was a couple of communities outside, generally just outside Seligman, within our county, that were saying, "Hey, listen, we really could use that help out here." People just coming to help us just to pick up stuff because of the people just discarding it as they're coughing up the interstate. And, we have weekenders that come out here and don't understand we live out here. So they just think it's a playground and they turn it into a pigsty. So I went on and said, "Hey, listen, I went into the Yavapai County Libertarian chat and I said, hey, listen, I'd like to arrange, some cleanups. I'd like to help out some of my community here, which is your community because you live in the same county. Anyway, if we can all just give a hand and we can pick up along these exit ramps or down their access routes to their properties and stuff. I understand it because I go through the same thing here, and they all agreed. I probably got three or four good people to volunteer, and then good. So if I bring 3 or 4 good people to volunteer, and then you get your community involved, we can have a really good day out there. Clean up things. But if we get on top, we get ahead of it. That's stuff that if you want, because I had this one here between my fingers here, and I was smoking that.
Oh, then you smoke down by your damn self.
And then you smoke that one by yourself. Listen, why not? You got your own joint, you smoke it. You ain't got to puff or pass. You just hit it and
this is a
without
roach
splitting
clip with a mineral rock in it.
Who gave us that?
My best friend made this for me for my birthday.
That's nice.
Becky made it. She made this one, and she made a dragonfly for me.
And I found my crystal that I used to wear around. I used to wear this around my neck.
That thing is badass. Not for nothing.
And it is. I got this wrapped at the
Holistic Healing Studio, Sugarloaf, New York.
Yeah. Denise
Orzik, amazing lady, owns that.
We love you, Denise.
New Yorkers frequent the Holistic Healing Studio. You will never regret it.
It was neat. They got like a Sugarloaf Day or something. I think it's coming up.
She's got the best damn shop in Sugarloaf.
It's you walk in out a place and you don't feel better, you ain't tried.
That's right. That's right. You feel the energy as soon as you open the door.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
As soon as you pull up to her building, you can feel her.
Between
and everything she's done there, it's just amazing. She's an amazing lady. She's got great products, and
she's well qualified. She's a nurse. She's a massage therapist. She's what's the name of that essential oil company? She's a rep of this. I forget.
Living
something. Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows anything about essential oils, like very few or even
on. Shit.
She's up there.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. She's good people. You're ever in Sugarloaf, go there.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me.
She'll think of it, and then she'll come back on live later.
I know I won't.
I miss doing fucking TV shows with you and stuff. I'm glad you're sitting here. Normally, everybody knows you can turn on Wednesday night into the voluntary option, and you can see this mug here, bitch, about everything for a good hour straight without giving himself an aneurysm. It's really a pretty good. I don't always bitch. It's always about help, guys. Honestly, that's why the name of my show and my principles and beliefs are mostly voluntary. I mean, I am a bit anarchist too. I know that, but I'm very libertarian. But the voluntary option is that, but that's a reason, because I believe as a society, if we enter it in a voluntary sense, then we have nothing to complain about. We come into an agreement with someone or something about how we're going to live and how we live, then we shouldn't have to worry about anything, right?
So,
because we're at that point in time setting up our own rules.
I want to talk about that thing that I got restricted from Facebook, that thing that I took from you that you had posted that I had put on my phone. What did it say? I'm going to look this up real quick. You son of a bitch. My phone just died.
How the hell did your phone die? It plugged in?
No.
Oh, shit. No, that sucks.
So, anyway, it was basically about mask wearing.
Oh, no. It said, it was something about your immune system.
Yes. Oh, yes. Your immune system is your defense weapon, and right. It'll be able to defend against anything or anything else.
Yeah, it didn't mention any illness. It just said
as soon as I took it from Pete, and it was his post, and I put it as my background.
Is, yeah.
I got flagged. It immediately came down.
You
It said it went against.
You got fucking kicked off Facebook.
I did. And it said it went against community standards, blah, blah, blah.
So it goes against community standards to say you have an immune system.
Yes.
I mean,
but yet I was able to put up there another one that I had found from another friend that said, I am not vaccinated. It's my body, my choice. Basically is what it says. It says I'm not vaccinated by choice, whatever. But that doesn't get flagged. But
thanks, Dana.
This whole mask wearer versus non-mask wearer, vaccinated versus non-vaccinated, we can't play into this. And those of us that are playing into it, it's a dangerous game, and it shouldn't be. And we are being pawns. If you cannot see that,
everybody that watches the TV goes into that.
Please
versus
stop.
That. And
stop
then
bashing those for not wearing a mask. And you know, and let me tell you something. And this was funny as fuck. And Peter and I almost peed our goddamn pants.
Literally.
But how fucking poignant was it? You know, it was another meme out there that said, lady at Walmart says to someone, are you vaccinated? And the person says, do you like anal? And she just looks.
So, excuse me.
It says, excuse me. And he says, oh, well, you know, if we're, you know, going to sit and ask, it seemed fitting if we're going to sit and ask, you know, inappropriate questions that are none of your fucking business.
That's right. That's right.
And it was so funny, but so poignant and needs to be pointed out because that is the way it is. I mean, enough asking people about why they're not wearing masks or are they vaccinated. None of your goddamn business.
It isn't.
If someone is, we got to stop taking our personal responsibility away. We are personally responsible for ourselves. And I personally am going to make a choice to not volunteer for a suffocation device or to not volunteer to be injected by an experimental drug that has absolutely never been proven to fight against COVID or anything else.
Again, if you're a cannabis activist and you just unwillingly let them shove something in your arm that they invented in 10 days and said, oh, it's going to be good, trust pharma on this one, then you're either a half-assed activist or you're a half-assed human being. The way I look at it is this.
See, but this is, you're saying something I'm saying not to do. I'm specifically pointing out not to bash one another for either way we believe.
Oh, I don't care. Listen, I don't care what a person chooses, but I'm saying you cannot have your ass on either side of that fence. You can't say pharma sucks and they kill
one ass
and then you're fucking goddamn let them shove that fucking thing in your arm. That ain't saying make a choice. That is saying make a choice on who the fuck you really are.
If they choose that, then they choose that. But don't bash somebody else choosing.
Right. I don't care
That's
what
I'm saying.
That's my point either. I don't care what they do, but don't sit back and say you can't trust pharma. And we all need weed because they can't do that, but they're good at they're good at this. If they would have tested this thing,
I get what you're saying, listen, to activists.
If they would have tested this thing and it was proven to help and people were really dying at the rate they were and it was really that bad a thing, and it was again tested and went through all this stuff and I knew it wasn't going to harm me, I might take it. But there's no way in the world that you have done zero testing on something and you're just going to shove it in people's arms and then people are dying.
Well, they did testing. They did testing. They're in the midst of it right now. They're testing all of you.
I don't care if somebody wears a mask. I don't care if they've had the vaccine.
Look, we're test dummies and pawns, and we need to understand that that's what's happening. We can't just simply conform and not have some critical thinking process and problem-solving skills to say, yes, this shit ain't right. And we need to fix it. And we got to do it together and falling into the trap of being their pawns and fighting against each other in any of their fights, whether it be racism, whether it be the drug war, whether in any of their fights.
I don't force anything on anybody. We're all grown fucking adults and we're allowed to make our own. goddamn decisions.
And let's do it with integrity.
Yes.
And a sense of and a moral compass that's straight. And then we don't have anything to worry about. And believe me, those of you that won't or can't have no integrity, can't have a straight moral compass, believe me, you'll stick out like sore thumbs, and we'll see you all.
All right, here's one thing. Let's put it this way. My grandmother's 95 years old, and if I we got two of us in there right now, both on my phone. There we go. All right. If my grandmother's 95 years old, and if I was sick, I wouldn't go see her. Period. I don't care what cold I got. That's common sense, an adult decision.
Yes.
I live in Seligman, Arizona, where there has not been a fucking case of this shit during this whole year. Okay? We're nothing but tourists. We've had people from all over the world come through our town. Yet, I gotta abide by the same fucking law for people that are all over the country. That's what's wrong with our government. We have to localize how we govern. Let the people in communities and what affects them decide what's best for them. Don't blanket 365 million people as though they're the same, because they're not.
Okay, I want to address something here, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. Oh, no. All right. Did it come up?
No.
Oh, how do you do it?
Click.
Okay, I did.
Oh. You're clicking on the wrong side of the thing.
What the fuck?
Unbelievable. We're not even going to fuck around with it. Because you're only going to fuck stuff up.
All right, well, then I'll say it.
Right, okay. I was going to say, then address it that way, because I don't want to keep going back and forth with this shit.
I'm trying to get a comment to come up, and obviously I can't, but this is directed right to you, Justin Younger. I read your comment, and the reason that we are speaking about masks, if you have watched the video from the beginning, you'd understand that Can We Talk and the voluntary option are now one show. So therefore, we are speaking about masks as it is an issue that we all face in society today. So it is relevant to the voluntary option, as that is our libertarian podcast. Can We Talk is our cannabis education podcast. And we're trying to change culture
in general.
So it needs to be addressed. So I hope I answered your question.
And how we went from the one to the other just transitioned about speaking about the immune system. And there's nothing better for your immune system, as we all know, than cannabis. Because why? Because we all have an endocannabinoid system. Every mammal, and we need this plant. So everything's intertwined. But the mandates and the forcing of people, that's where I have the problem. I believe that I live in America. I believe if it's my body, my choice, it's my body, my choice on every issue. I don't pick and choose. I don't not use pharma and then say, oh, but I'll use pharma. I don't. That's not who I am. And that's why I say I will gladly enter a voluntary agreement with anyone as a grown adult on how I choose to live. And that's why society needs to start adapting the idea that if they read the 10 amendments of the Constitution of the United States, there isn't one that applies to you now. There is not one. There is not one
and that's
by
that,
those
and
words
there you
that
go.
mean anything to you.
That's the learned way of life that we have been taught, has taught us to step that far away that you don't even remember what your rights are. And that's what we're trying to change all the way around, because we have rights and we're not pawns. We're not puppets. We don't need to easily conform. We need to turn on our critical thinking caps. And the only way to do that is to get healthy, because our brains have been turned off on purpose with the food that you eat, the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, the television that you watch, the medicine that you take. You have to understand what has happened to the critical thinking mind. It has been literally turned off.
And it starts in education, and that's part of the political issue that we got again.
Exactly.
A governmental education system. We do not teach our children what they need to know and learn in order to get past and by and succeed in life. What we teach our children is how to pass tests so that our school system gets federal funding. That's all we teach our kids. They don't learn really much of anything. There's a value. Ask anybody that's got a 4-year college degree that spent $150,000 working for $15 an hour now, still doing part-time jobs, because you can't. The whole selling you this bullshit dream that you're going to get somewhere after giving us hundreds of thousands of dollars to share knowledge with you that's available on your phone at any time at the touch of your finger.
That's right.
It is just another crime. And what we do in that sense is, like Helen's saying, we take away that critical thought, that critical thinking.
Problem solving skills are something that you're born with.
Right.
You're not learned that. Right. You're not taught that. Right. That is something you're born with.
And you adapt as you grow.
Right.
And evolve.
But as we get older in this society, out in the big cities and rural developments, that critical thinking process is slowly turned off as you grow, and it's by design. And please, if you don't agree with that, please contact me and let's debate it out.
Well, just
because it needs to be discussed, and maybe there's something that I'm going to say that's going to
resonate.
Wait a minute, and make you scratch your head.
Back and forth.
And that's what it's about. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's how we're going to create this change that we're looking for, that we're all looking for.
Hey, listen, we all come from different places. We really all do. I mean, even where I was brought up and grew up is nothing like the place I live now. Nothing. I mean, it's not even relative in any sense of the imagination. Between culture and everything. It's completely. I mean, I don't think there's similarities in all, other than the fact that my wife's with me and she was with me there. And my dogs.
That's about it.
It's about the only similarity, honestly. But I wouldn't move from here.
Fuck no.
You'd fucking never. You're gonna have to pry my ass.
Nope.
From here.
The freedom that we have here is like no other, and as we chose it all. And leaving New York and crossing the country as many times as we did taught us some valuable lessons. And one of the hugest ones for me is that life is too short and does not afford you the time to pussyfoot around or procrastinate.
Waste your time anymore.
And as much fun as we had on the road and as many great people as we met, we didn't make as big of a dent as we wanted to in doing it in that manner.
We wanted to do.
So doing it in the manner that we are now, we're stationary, we're in our home, but we put all of our time, money, efforts into property that we can homestead and build upon and become self-sustaining, and teach that to anyone who comes through, not pushing it on to anybody.
Hell no, we got people coming in 3 hours.
Exactly. Look, this is, going on hipcamp.com and boondockerswelcome.com and harvestsoaps.com and tenters. It's opened such a beautiful door for us, because we're not out there going from place to place to place to place to place to now teach people coming to us.
Yes.
They see what we offer and they're like, whoa, that sounds so cool. I want to go meet these people. I want to see what they know. I want to learn.
You want to hear something?
And it's the
they
most...
can just show up and
learn.
Yeah. Don't cost them nothing.
No. No.
They can stay here and not have to pay.
It
Listen, man, it's a great.
it's a great gig, and let me
Great.
tell you something. It just solidifies for me the choice that I made to do this, that I did the right thing, because my life is moving fast in a forward direction, all positive,
Yeah.
great things, and I mean,
Do we promote that we're 420 friendly? Absolutely.
for
We're
sure.
probably one of the only people out
probably
there.
one of the only ones.
Yeah, come on.
But you
Bring
know,
it.
the freedom that we have here. I mean, I have. It's just Peter and I that are here. But you know what? I got how many seating for like 20, 30 people out there, because that's what I want here. I want people to come and see and learn and know that they don't have to rely on the government for anything. You can do this on your own.
Oh, God,
and we're doing it. And let me tell you, there's hard times.
Listen,
Sure there is.
This is
But it's
something-
all worth it.
It's something,
Always.
something that I can teach you. I'm going to teach you all. I'm going to teach you all the most valuable trick for nothing, flat, no cost. Freedom doesn't come in a basket. You can't buy it. No one can give it to you.
You gotta take it.
Take freedom. You do. You take freedom. That's because it's yours. And
Yes.
nobody knows what freedom to you looks like but you. Because my freedom's different than everybody else's. It's different than everybody else's. Even people that live that I consider freely. So that's the most valuable lesson I can teach you, is that no president will ever, first of all, what president would ever give you freedom? Then he can't rule over you. Nobody is going to give you or can give you freedom. It's something that you just take. It's something you possess and you own. Again, live respectfully. Mind your own business. Don't look in your neighbor's backyard. Don't matter what's going on over there. Don't need to know unless somebody's screaming for help. That's when I go to my neighbors. What, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but I mean, I don't pay attention to what's going on over there unless they scream for help.
Just mind
That's
your
the way,
business.
right?
Don't be
That's the way it's
nosy.
supposed to be, right? And if we all did that, we'd
Be
have
there
such
for
a-
each other, but you
Right.
don't have to be nosy.
And we're all there for each other, right? And
That's
we are.
it. You know, look, it's just a matter of not having ulterior motives for what you're doing. You know, I mean, if you just do because it's
The
right.
right thing to do.
You know, I love this place so much because there's so many people around that will do a barter system, that will, that will work for food or
the central
whatever.
banking system doesn't have to be involved.
No, not at all. And I love it. I love it that way, and I can't wait until Mother Nature's Den is running and up to its full capacity. You know, with the bee sanctuary and growing our own and raising our own.
Yeah, soon we'll have sheep and chicken. There's the first two. We're bringing
Yeah, that
chickens
is
first,
definitely
and
the
then
first two.
sheep, because you can do the same thing with sheep as you can with goat. Plus, you get wool, and then we can do something with wool. Listen, people talk about recycling.
We're not
their
doing
frickin'
pigs,
bottles.
and we're not doing cows.
No, I'll buy
I got
those.
pig
I'll buy
farmers and cow
I
farmers
got-
all around
shit,
me.
My
I don't
fucking
need
lawn
to do
is
that.
free range. I've got
Yeah.
cows running through my property.
Oh
all
yeah.
day.
And
I don't get to keep them, but you know what I mean.
I don't
But
need
they're
to.
easy.
I
here,
get to
right?
keep their
Yeah.
poop, and that's what I want.
Man, I keep their shit. It's all out there in my compost bin. We do. Hey, man, listen. When that's what I'm saying. Like, people talk about recycling plastic and bottles. Shit, man. I recycle animals, man. Give me some foal. Give me some wool. Give me some milk. I'll give you some hay. Works that way.
You know, it's a great way to live, and
No, it
I'm
is.
glad that I'm doing the last part of my life this way. I will build this to a place that my kids can love and enjoy, and my grandkids, can love and enjoy, and
the whole
continue
time
it.
teaching, learn,
Yes,
teach people,
yes,
educate people,
yes.
feed people. That's another thing we'll be doing. Feeding people. We feed people anyway. But I mean,
Yeah, I always feed people.
But
Can't help it.
Hey, listen.
the
I'll
Greek
tell-
in me.
the cool thing I want to say about the whole boondockers, tenters, hip camp thing is that we've had everybody that's come here has sat down. We've ate with everybody.
Yep.
I mean, we've cooked dinner for most of our guests because we only get them one or two at a time. So it's not really
not like
like an
it's a big deal.
inconvenience. I cook a meal. There's always leftovers anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So we invite them, and that's when we'll do it, like some talking and just learn, man, where they're from, what their thoughts are, what their gripes are, what they think things need to be changed. And the cool thing is, we've had Republicans, we've had Democrats, we've had everything but a libertarian out here. But that's okay, because I can hold that fort down.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't ever even preach party much anymore.
No.
Like it's across the bottom of my screen. Yes, it always is. And do I tweet about the LP? Yeah, because if you're going to start, and you're going to start to obtain and learn about liberty a little bit, and you're going to get away from the other two parties, that's the best place to go and start, man. It really, truly is.
Yes, it
I don't
is.
care what fucking letter you got next to your name. I will say that unequivocally. Please just don't be a part of the system. Be an individual and think for those that you represent. That's your real job.
That's right.
Your real job ain't to
Don't
go there
just fall
and
into
do
line.
this with the guys. Right. Do this with the guys next to you.
If
that's
it's
not what
wrong,
it's about.
it's wrong. If
That's
it
right.
doesn't feel right, don't go against
That's
your
right.
grain, because then you're making everybody else go
That's
against
right.
theirs.
Hey, look at Senator
Stop.
Tom Massey. Senator Tom Massey's Republican. Okay, Senator Tom Massey lives off grid. He lives great. I mean, he does. He's got a beautiful home, built everything on his property out of the rocks from his property. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. He walks in the
That's
Senate without his
somebody you
mask
want
on.
in office.
Pelosi finds him every day. And why does he do it? He said, because she can sit and talk to her people without her mask on, but if I'm doing it, I'm wrong. That's just somebody that's standing up for the right
That's
reason.
right.
And that's it. And that's, again, so I
And
don't care if he's got
that's-
R or D, whatever next to his name. Don't
That's
matter.
the type of people that we need.
That's right. The woman we're going to have on this evening, Sorinne Ardeleanu.
She's going to run in
Sorinne's
2024,
running again, that's
libertarian
one.
ticket.
Yeah, or independent. I'm not sure which one she's going to run, but she's going to
Oh,
run.
okay.
But either way, it's just another beautiful example of, if you're an American, you should be able to run for this office. If you say you're going to represent the people, which she would do, unequivocally,
For
in
sure.
my opinion. I mean, literally, without question, she would for sure represent the people.
She
And
lives
that's
what she
it's about.
preaches,
And,
period.
oh God.
It's her life.
Well,
So-
again, we did a 10-day life. It's amazing 10-day challenge, and I tagged her in it because she always has such great pictures. I mean, she really does. She lives a really nice life. She really does hard work
She's
for
a
her, but
beautiful soul.
right. And she's just a doll. So I invited her to do it. And you had to put like 10 pictures in 10 days, and it was called the Good Life Challenge. And she goes, every day since then, she hasn't stopped. I enjoyed the Good Life Challenge so much. And she just says, if I could bring a smile
That's
to one
so
person's
sweet.
face, or get one person to be happy instead of just, like, and that's the kind of people we need running our country. And, am I saying, oh, well, vote Sorinne? Hey, my opinion, yes, please do. There are other candidates out there I think are great too. You know it, man. I know a lot of beautiful people that really have the human's best interest in mind. Ken Armstrong, another one. Just another
Stellar human being.
Yes. Yeah, like we met him and his wife Dawn, and it was like, God Almighty, why aren't they our neighbors?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They're
I
the
just
neighbors
started
you'd be hanging
seriously.
with all the time.
We'd be having coffee in the morning
Yeah.
with them and everything. That's no lie, we would, because they're just great people, but with great ideas and great thoughts. There's a lot of good people running on the LP ticket, guys. I'm not
That was
trying to
not a
take
but,
anything
that
away.
was an and,
Or whatever,
by the way.
and whatever. But I truly, I don't want to. There are a lot of great people out there running on the LP ticket. We put 12 candidates up last year in California that I would have picked anyone over anybody else that's ever run this country before. And there's no lie in that. Even if I disagree with them, they're better than anybody that's ever done. We got a guy running in Texas for governor, Dan Berman. Probably one of the fucking best guys.
Texas, you want them. Believe me, you want them.
Yeah. Dan's looking to change the culture of politics as well.
Yeah.
Nugs of knowledge.
Well,
Look
it
at
doesn't fucking work.
Mhm.
It
I know.
doesn't work.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how many more terms have to go through in our country to figure that out. The shit don't work.
You know, fucking they say life's a circle. Well, we're running around chasing our fucking tail. I have been for 56
Enough,
years.
enough.
Hey, I've been for 56 years. I've watched the same shit go over and over. We call the last one worse than the last one's worse than the last one's worse than the last one. They're all fucking evil folks.
Enough.
They're all don't care
It's
about
fucking
you,
insanity.
period. They don't care about you.
No, they don't care
They don't
about
care
you.
about you.
They don't. And that's so.
They just don't care.
Look, and that's the truest statement. They don't give a shit.
Nope.
They don't
They don't care.
fucking give a shit. And it's blatantly obvious with every single thing they do. Every newscast, every breaking story, every commercial. It's so fucking blatant and in your face that they don't give a shit.
Listen
about us.
They
just want us controlled. Shut up, work, pay your taxes. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt.
Let me prove something to you. It's not 1939, so you can't tell me that if my wife smokes pot, she's going to sleep with a black guy. She did that before she married me. She was married to a black guy before me, so that had nothing to do with marijuana. Nothing to do with marijuana.
Harry Anslinger was just a fat, lazy.
Oh my God! And the government told you that, and you bought it.
Man,
and we still haven't changed
his wife satisfied.
I know, but we still haven't changed it. Is my point. Like, or, you know, if you smoke marijuana, you're gonna fucking become a schizophrenic. We know that it helps.
I smoke it. I eat it. I put it on my body.
I bathe in just about it, man. Well, I do, because sometimes I use deodorant that has CBD in it. Everything that I use has this shit in it, guys.
It's supposed to.
Oh my God.
And it has to now, because we've stripped our earth of cannabinoids. We don't have it anywhere.
I told you, we're cannabinoidally endowed like there was never tomorrow.
Well, we are, but the majority aren't.
You know another guy that's cannabinoidally endowed? Dr. David Allen. And Dr. David Allen has Initiative 77 going on in Mississippi. It's being shot down right now because the state of Mississippi overturned an amendment vote to legalize cannabis within its state. And that was proposition, I believe, number 65, that they overturned. Their state just overturned a greater than 60% vote of its population because they wanted to. And then that turned through Initiative 77, which is a really great initiative, because that initiative is for doctors to be able to study the plant within that state without any regulation worries, deschedulizing the plant and doing it, and we're doing it the right way. We've got literally 7 minutes left before we got to get on. Yeah, we were supposed to have a 2-hour show today. We will.
Every week. We got a what?
We have to get off.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. We are, just out of respect for the other guys that make commands.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with Free Speech Media, folks, if you haven't visited their social media page, please do. There's a lot of great podcasts on there. There are guys on there that are doing really, really great things. I mean, all become just, understanding on how we've been wronged and doing things in their areas. Again, this is all about localization.
Yeah, it's free speech media,
That's
man.
Right,
It's
what it is.
We all see the problems in this world, in this country especially, and we want to change it, and we sit back and we think about how to do that. Well, let's verbalize it. Let's get it out there. Let's start seeing the changes being made. And the way to do that is to speak about it first, and then act about it. So let's talk and do. Let's talk and do through Free Speech Media.
That's right. And you'll notice that these shows in Free Speech Media, there are shows from all across this country. So everybody will have a view. And we've got shows from guys in Maine, guys in New York. I mean, there are shows all over this country right now. Minnesota, I know of, and then us in Arizona, and I know there's a show in Colorado, I believe, too. So everybody's cultural experience and how they live in their society is representative, and the problems they're
You're not going to be censored, you know, just...
We can complain a lot. Like I can, like if I still lived in New York, if I was to live in New York, I'd be a nasty ass podcaster because everything could be wrong is wrong.
Oh my God!
Here I'm telling, like Helen said to you. All right. But here things are so much more free. I don't have to fight for my gun rights. I mean, that's one off my plate. That amendment, thank you. I don't have to try to fight that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have to fight that. I don't have to fight that one. Cannabis, I mean, cannabis, please. I mean, everybody here grows pot. every human being.
I'm gonna use it, and I don't care what the law states, because I know what's good for me, and I'm doing what's right for me. Period. Because it's my body, it's my choice, and it's a plant, and that's just it.
See that? Took her freedom.
You damn skippy, and I'm gonna continue taking it.
And she took it.
I won't. I couldn't live the way I used to now. I just couldn't do it. I'm so thankful that I have woken up and that I have chosen this life, because I'm going to tell you what, if I didn't, I would have had no longevity. I would have been gone probably in this decade. And I'm just going to continue living my life the way that I do, as close to Mother Nature as I possibly can get, because she is the mother to us all. And I'm just going to, I know I'm finding my path to homeostasis.
You know, Helen and I sat outside this morning and had her coffee. And I said to her, "Do you hear that?" And she goes, "Yeah, ain't it great?" Because there was nothing, man.
Nothing.
Birds, wind, and a fly.
You know, we took that old 70s chandelier from that old abandoned trailer out there, and Pete, he swore as soon as he saw it, he was like, "I'm making a bird feeder out of it."
Yeah, it'd be a badass bird feeder.
And let me tell you something, it brought life to this property so quick. Just like every morning now, it's just birds singing. So now we need to do a bird bath, because we gotta give them
Does
water.
anybody know the song "Horse with No Name"? Like, and it starts out, "The first part of the journey or the life." Right, listen. The first thing he heard was a fly with his buzz. Now, I don't get it. I live in the desert, but there's always a fly, man.
Yes.
I give a shit, man. There's fly buzzing everywhere here. And but that was the funny thing I thought about this morning. I said, "Yeah, I hear the birds." Yeah, and that damn fly.
But the flies are not like a bunch. Not here.
Not here. Not on this property.
Not on this property. We don't have,
a lot for them to go after, honestly.
We don't.
I mean, my compost is all the way
on the other side of the property. So
it's a long walk to get to it.
It sure is. Which reminds me, you got a big old compost bucket right behind you that needs to get dumped.
We got 2 minutes remaining.
He's got work to do.
I always got work to do. Hey, listen, I get it. I mean, let me end my portion of it by saying, listen, freedom is yours. Make sure you go get it, because it's yours to get, and it's yours to live how you want. That's how I end every show on the voluntary option. I'll end it that way right now. But with the other simple thing is saying that, listen, not everybody can live in the desert on all these acres and build their. I get it. But if you get yourself to a point in your health where you can't remember, 2016, my wife threw me and poured me in the back of a car. I was going to die.
For sure.
We didn't know if I was going to make it. And this plant saved my life. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
But I committed my entire life to living it that way. I don't take any pharmaceuticals. I only treat with all natural means. Every natural mean that I can.
Yes.
And that's how I'll end. Go ahead, baby. You say your good night.
Well, I'll just say that using cannabis is a human right. And it's a metabolic essential. It's a neuroprotectant, and it needs to be in everyone. So if you don't know about it, get to know about it. And we will see you next week. Again, it's Can We Talk 420 and the voluntary option. Now
absolutely. Yeah. And then visit us, guys. Don't forget at www.canwetalk42small.com. You can find out everything we're doing, find all our product line, and join us in fighting for liberty. We would love it, man.
In the end of cannabis prohibition.
Amen. Peace, man. We'll see you all next week.
Take care.